What is going on, guys? Welcome back. We're here in the backyard. We're doing another backyard talk. Today, I was kind of, I guess, inspired, felt the inspiration today to talk to you guys about something that's kind of been on my mind through a couple of different things, especially through a book that I'm reading. But the main topic of this video is really going to be kindness and kind of acts of kindness and kind of how that connects kind of back to our own health and our own mental health and physical health and spiritual health and just like our general life happiness, I'd say. This book is actually about reversing heart disease. It's by a guy named Dr. Dean Ornish. It's a pretty old book at this point. I think it was published in the 80s. Um, and I'm actually reading it because I've had like really high cholesterol for like 2 or 3 years, and my doctor's been trying to put me on a statin medication, and I've been just avoiding it and trying my best to uh, basically just figure it out naturally with diet and exercise. And I've tried various different kind of things over the last couple of years, and I think I finally kind of figured it out. And part of figuring it out is what I've learned in reading this book. So I wanted to share some of that with you guys, and I hope that you guys out there find it at least a little bit helpful or interesting. And if you do, I'd appreciate it if you tossed a comment in the video. I'd love to hear what you thought was most interesting once we kind of get into the deeper part of some of this book. Um, but really, the book is not only like a very kind of medical focused book. There's like obviously like heart diagrams and stuff about like your arteries and stuff like that. But there's also a lot of stuff about yoga and meditation and lifestyle and exercise and the way it kind of intertwines both. I think it's fantastic. So if it is a topic that you're interested in, I'd highly recommend reading it. And it kind of also connects to basically just kindness in general, kindness in your life, kindness to yourself, kindness to other people, not feeling so pressured or stressed out by things, and just really trying to live in kind of that zone and that kind of mode of life. So, like I mentioned, a big part of the book is kind of just like opening yourself and your life to just more kindness in different ways. And kind of as I read that book, it kind of made me kind of think just about my own life and kind of how I've handled things good in both good ways and not good ways, and it kind of just reminded me to really not be as hard on myself and to really again put in my effort and to like do 100% and give 100% into the things that I do and the things that I enjoy, but to then also not like kind of stress out and kind of let things kind of be more in my head than they need to be, if that makes sense. I kind of just need to be there to be a source of positivity and leadership for the people that I love and that are in my life and my family, and then just do my best and enjoy my life. I think that sometimes we make it more complicated, and I think it would behoove everybody, in my opinion, to kind of relax a little bit and uncomplicate things a little bit and try to focus on the things that you enjoy, if that's cooking or nature, whatever it might be. And I wanted to read a quote actually from this book, in the book that I'm talking about by Dr. Dean Ornish. The quote is from, I might mispronounce this, so forgive me. The quote is from Tao Te Ching, and I actually highlighted it and kind of wrote it down when I first read it. But the quote reads, "Fill your bowl to the brim, and it will spill. Keep sharpening your knife, and it will be blunt. Chase after money and security, and your heart will never unclench. Care about people's approval, and you will be their prisoner. Do your work, then step back, the only path to serenity." I thought that quote was just really, really awesome because it kind of outlines, a few different things that like we don't need to worry about other people's approval, parents, siblings, boss. I mean, your boss probably matters a little bit depending on what you do, but like most people's opinions don't really matter. And I think that we get kind of in our heads about opinions of friends or others, even people that we don't even know or care about. And I think it would help everybody to kind of just focus on themselves and not care so much, about other people's approval, because, it's never going to help you. And then really the do your work and then step back, I think was the biggest one for me. Because it doesn't help you to worry and stress out after you do your work. Obviously, if you're sitting there and you haven't done any of your work and you haven't made those strides and you haven't made those efforts, then like that's probably worthy anxiety. But if you know that you've put in the effort and you've done actions to move things forward, then step back. Don't worry. It's up to the universe. It's up to God. Relax, enjoy your life, eat good food, and just show up, as the best version of yourself that you can. So I took a lot out of that. Um, and yeah, the book is just a fantastic read, and it's kind of just coincided with doing, more meditation and kind of just self work and exercise and trying to, I guess, just overall balance my life. Today's been awesome. For example, I got to play golf today. Had a little bit of a cheat day with the diet. Ate some chicken minis on the golf course. Had a great day. So today's been absolutely awesome. So probably one of the reasons I felt the motivation to make this video today. But uh, I really wanted to tie a couple other things back to that quote. Back to kind of the security aspect. So I've got a story to end with, but before I share that story, I kind of wanted to again tie something back to that quote, in terms of uh, you know chasing after money and security. I don't know about you guys watching, but for me and how I've grown up in my life, that's something that I have chased. And I think as I get older, taking a different perspective on it and not chasing it and knowing that I'm showing up correctly and just letting it come is a much better approach than being in that mindset of constantly chasing. Like, eventually things happen no matter what. So being in that mindset of just constantly chasing doesn't really help you. Chasing is like, I guess, a different version of like anxiety, right? Anxiety doesn't help you really get, there's fight or flight where like anxiety can help you sometimes, but like overall just having daily anxiety doesn't help you in any way. So you just kind of got to let it go and again show up, do your work. And that's kind of like the most important part of all of this, is like showing up and doing your work. And if you do that, then it's just, let it go and let it be up to the universe, up to God, and just kind of move forward and do the best you can and live the best life you can. So I just wanted to kind of tie that back to the book and to that quote. Now I wanted to kind of share with you guys a story that happened about a week or two ago that kind of tied. I'm still reading. I'm at the very end of this book now. It's a long book, but a couple weeks ago, I saw this kind of instance happen out in the world, and after reading this book and while reading this book, it kind of tied the two together in terms of just kindness and acts of kindness and kind of seeing that out in the world. Too often, I live close to a major city, and too often, like, you see so many people pissed off or in a bad mood, or like honking at each other, giving people the finger, whatever it might be, just like noticeably angered or pissed off, and just not like okay, and just like relaxed, and or doing acts of nice, seeing people do nice things for one another. So a couple weeks ago, I was driving, and I was at an intersection, and it had just snowed a day or two before. Let's see, there's a plane going over me, so you guys probably helicopter. What's up, guys? Um, Hopefully the audio is still good. But a couple weeks ago, we had just had a snowstorm, and everything was covered in like this slushy ice. If you guys live in Colorado, you know what I'm talking about, where sometimes after a snowstorm, it'll get a little bit warm and then it'll freeze again. And depending on where you live, sometimes the sidewalks are cleaned off, sometimes they're not. And I was at this red light, and I saw this old lady like walking so slowly across the street, and she had a walker, and you could tell that she was having a hard time on the sidewalk just getting to wherever she was getting to. And I was on the other side of the street, and I thought about, hey, like, it would be good if I turned around, or if someone turned around. And kind of when I thought about that, someone across the street, this guy got out of his car, parked it at the street, just past the red light, got out of his car and slowly escorted this old lady. She must have been like 80 or 90 years old, and walked her across the street safely through the ice patches and all of that stuff, and got her at least to the other side, to where the sidewalk was. And that really made me smile, and that kind of, to me, tied things back to some of the things I've been learning with that book. And I'm sure that act of kindness opened that guy's heart to some more joy and some more blessings and some more just peace in his life that day. He helped that old lady. I'm sure that lady was super appreciative of having someone stop their car and get out of their car and into the freezing cold and help her across the street. It made me smile and made my day, because I was across the street and I just got to see it happen. So I guess what I'm trying to say kind of at the end of this video is uh, seeing things and seeing acts of kindness in real life, and then trying to apply that to your own life, I think is really important. And then not only that, but being kind to yourself, and not being so hard on yourself personally, right? I think a lot of people out there are really hard on themselves for various reasons. And I think part of what I'm learning through that book and through some of the other stuff that I've just been doing in my life is to not be as hard on myself, and to act with kindness, and to look for kindness, and to just try to enjoy my life a little bit more. more. So that's basically it for this video, guys. Super appreciated if you're still tuned in by the end of this video. Again, toss a comment if you did find something valuable. I'd love to know what you found the most valuable, because it'll help me make some of these future videos a little bit better in terms of, you know, what is resonating the most. So I'd love to know what you guys think. And yeah, that's about it. I will see you guys in the next one. And yeah, until next time, peace, guys.